What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, that guy named Jay. Checking in. So I was about to do a video and I was gonna rant and blah blah and all that shit. But I'm gonna come at this from a different angle. I'm gonna try to come at it from a mature angle and handle it like an adult. Okay. So what I mean is this: there was a conversation that I was having. It wasn't so much a conversation. It was a guy. I think his name was Darnell. I think if it wasn't Darnell, I apologize. But he know who he is. But he commented on my YouTube as well as he came on my Facebook and tried to have a conversation with me. And I just agreed to disagree with him. But basically, he was just trying to say that it ain't no money local, ain't no money at the house. The same sentiment that's been echoed across the trucking industry since before trucking probably was even created. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, OTR and regional drivers just refuse to believe that there's any way to make money and be home every night or home every other night. And I'm just not going to go back and forth with that because I know for a fact that that's not true. My question is this. I'm going to flip it. What is it that you consider enough money? Or what is it that you consider a lot of money? Because that's where the issue comes in. That's where the confusion comes in. I'm gonna tell you, like, before I came into trucking, right? I thought $60,000 was you could have gave me $60,000 and told me it was $100,000, and I would have been just fine. Just because that's how ignorant I was to money and how much is required to sustain, and not only sustain, but to sustain and elevate at the same time, right? So when I started trucking and I seen that 60,000 really won't shit, it could be obtained in a year and a half, really your first year if you do it right, but let's say a year and a half, 2 years, then for me, it just became, well, okay, shit, what is a lot of money? And I don't think I ever established that. I don't ever think that I gave myself a number to where I did a budget, like a semi-budget, where I knew how much I needed to survive. But that was just like bare minimum type shit. But as far as a number in regards to like what do I want to make a year, I never established it. You know, I was under the mindset like, yo, more money, which there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you gotta have some type of just like goals. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, then you just do anything, which is what I've been doing. So like when I talk to the owner of this truck and other guys that are driving for him, and he's telling me that his top drivers are making, you know, over 80, you know, mid 70s, you know what I'm saying, or when the ones that are chilling are like 60s. I sit back and I think to myself like, man, you know what? That's really not a bad deal. But why would I think that's a bad deal? I know people that'll kill you right now when you stand for that type of money. No jokes. I know people who will put a bullet right in your motherfucking forehead to make $80,000 a year. So why is it that, and I only see it in trucking, that we just get so caught up in the big bucks in trucking, with, you know what I'm saying, the top of trucking, that we don't realize that we're not going from 0 to 100. It's just not gonna happen. That was my mistake. You're not gonna go from CDL school to having a fleet of 5 trucks in a year. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not. Your first year, it's just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even for people who do shit like that, it's probably a special situation, or it's, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot that went into that not everyone can do, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when I hear people saying ain't no money local, well, what is considered money to you? Because you might not think that $1,300 a week take home is a lot of money, but you got somebody, you know, 2 trucks down, well, that's, my nigga, I bet I do that for 50 years. So it just becomes a matter of what's best for you, what's good for you. And me being back home is me understanding more like, man, I'm just trying to find my lane. I done spent the first 2.5 years of my trucking career chasing everybody else's lane. I'm just trying to find my own, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make enough money to where I can live a nice life, not be behind on no bills, actually paying bills ahead of time. I can save money, and not just no little bit of 100 here, 200. I can save a decent amount of money. And I can just, you know what I'm saying, be happy. I'm not stressing. I don't see anything that's wrong with that. And I'm in a perfect situation to do that. And don't get me wrong, I've been in perfect situations to do that before. You know what I'm saying? But I just got caught up in shit like what Darnell say, or what other people across social media say. Ain't no money local, or this or that, or, you know, if you do this, you got to do that, or you gonna work this, or you gonna work that. So I just would get so caught up in that shit, and that shit would pollute my thinking about that situation, not knowing that that was a more perfect fit for me than anything else that I've done. I'm not saying anything specific, I'm just speaking in general. You know what I'm saying? See, because what you'll find out here in trucking, man, is the job that the next man hate, the man after him will love. The truck that the next man hate to drive, the next man love to drive that shit. And it's just that simple, man. It's just that simple. So it's like, I tell you this, man, figure out how much money is enough for you and shoot for that shit, man. Now, along the way, if you decide to take that number, because there's nothing wrong with ascension. There's nothing wrong with getting better. Nothing at all. But you got to understand, you got to take step 1 and 2 before you take step 3 and 4. So you trying to shoot for $187,000, like, my nigga, you got to get to 80,000 first. Hell, you got to get to 20,000 first. And that goes back to something I said like a month ago, where, you know, I feel like people be trying to turn trucking into quick money. And it's not that. It's just not. You gotta make a plan. You gotta stay consistent, coming from the most inconsistent guy in trucking probably. But you gotta be consistent and just do your thing. The money will come. Locally, regionally, OTR, dedicated, team and training. The money will come. There's so much money in trucking, man. I'm learning that daily. You know, people will say it ain't no money local, but you forget that one of the highest paying shits out here, which is the oil field in Texas, all that is a local job that niggas travel to go work for. You ever think about that? Oil field drivers in Texas don't drive outside of a 100-mile radius. That is a local job. You're just pretty much in a sense, you're just moving to Texas to go work that shit. That's all that is. That's all that shit is. That's why cats go out there. They gotta fly out there. They gotta fly home, or they gotta drive out there. Gotta drive home, or they just get apartments out there, or they just move out there. So somebody tell me that ain't no money. I didn't see them checks. I didn't talk to my boy Chasing Andrew, because I was strongly considering going there before I made the decision to come back home. But he didn't send me a couple of, you know what I'm saying, put me in contact with some people, and they didn't show me that shit. It's just like, damn, my nigga, $2,500 before taxes for a company driver. Come on, man, stop it. But that's a local gig, though, so how can you say there's no money local? There's too many different ways to skin a cat for us to be trying to all do it the same way. That's all I'm saying. So when I hear people say that shit now, you know, oh, it ain't no money local, OTR is where it's at. Hey, man, if that's what you believe, man, if that's the best situation for you, congratulations. Because, you know, I really envy you just because I'm still trying to figure out the best situation for me. You know, I like to think that this situation I'm in is that, but I thought that about the previous situation and the previous 5 before that. But then again, I wasn't being polluted by the opinions and thoughts of others then. Right now, I'm just going straight off of what I feel and what I think is best. So maybe that will change it. You know what I'm saying? But and that's no disrespect to them. That's just me being honest. You know, sometimes you just got to make a decision for yourself and stick with it. You know what I'm saying? For so long, I've been depending on the validation and confirmation and approval for others on decisions that I'm making about me and mine. You know what I'm saying? And they can only give me what's best for them and theirs, but that might not fit me. That's the reality of it. Oh, wrong gear. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. So, you know, shout out to you, Darnell, for that comment, no matter how ignorant it may have been, because I don't think it's true. But if that's what you believe and what you doing, I'm pretty sure you've been where you at way longer than I've been where I'm at. So who am I to tell you anything? All I'm saying is I just, you know what I mean? People got to find their own way, man. You got to stop pushing narratives on the new truck drivers. Oh, this the best way. That's the best way. Especially when we ain't giving up the full information. Like, yeah, you making this, that, and the third, but you making this, that, and the third because you getting this, this, and this from the company, or you doing this, this, and this, not knowing that everybody ain't gonna do that, everybody ain't gonna get that, man. That's all I'm saying. But I digress. But as always, man, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God Family Trucking, I'm gone.